he makes... Oh, well, it's not my problem. Don't you think you ought to maybe throw the rest before you wear it out? After all, it's just an ordinary piece of skin. Don't you worry, Tootsie. Won't wear out that easy. In the days when I sung for a living, people used to say to me, McGee, they used to say to me, you must have a leather throat with lungs to match. And I still got it. And them. Well, that's a relief. You've read how Caruso used to show off by singing a real high note to a wine glass and busting the glass. Yes, say, that must have been something to catch. Once I hit a high note about C or C+, that shattered 4 water glasses simultaneous. No, I can't believe it. They believed it down at the Bonton department store, kiddo. Happened right there in their glassware department. Old man McDonald, the president of the Third National Bank's wife, was holding them on a tray looking at them, and I just got a sudden urge to sing. So I stepped up behind her and cut loose with my highest note. She leapt over a showcase, and all 4 glasses splintered when they hit the concrete floor. I was halfway down the hill. Come in. Well, hello, Ollie.
Well, hello, Missus, and the same to you, McGee.
Oh, hi, Ollie. How's Trix?
Oh, she's fine. Just had a litter of puppies. Who did? The Saint's dog, Trix. Didn't you ask how's Trix?
Oh, yeah, but I wasn't expecting an answer. Are the puppies cute, Ollie?
Well, they're no world beaters, Missus. See, Trix is a poodle, and the papa was a police dog. So we was hoping the puppies would have curly hair and long, straight noses. Mm-hmm. Instead, they got long, straight hair and curly noses.
Well, I'm no poodle, but I got some news, too. Molly and I are going downtown in a minute. I got a job as a singer. Radio.
Is that so?
Yeah. Don't seem to excite you so much.
Well, I'm not much of a music lover, McGee.
Oh?
Since my Christina was a little girl and the mistress says she should learn to play the violin. So to keep peace in the family, I get her on.
Was she any good as a fiddle player?
McGee, she was just plain brutal. All she could play was something they call humoresque, but I don't see nothing funny about it. All day long, she scrape away on the little fiddle, squeak, 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 squeak. I only jump out of my skin and just leave it lying on the floor.
You should have made her quit, Ollie. Why didn't you put your foot down?
I did, right on the fiddle.
Oh.
And that was the nicest noise it ever made.
That ended the music around your house, huh?
No. Then my boy Lars, he decided he wanted to be a musician, and he saves up and buys a tuba.
Oh, that's worse than a violin.
Yeah, uglier, too. Lars, he kept blowing away on it, papa, papa. Lars, I say to him, one more oomp and you have trouble with your papa.
Did he give it up?
Finally, McGee. It was a hot day in July, and Lars, he blew his brains out on the tuba, but nothing comes out of it.
Oh?
So he kept on puffing till he got purple in the face, and at last something came out.
And Pa?
No, my littlest boy, Sven.
Oh.
He'd crawled in the tuba so Lars could blow on him and make him cool.
The King's Men and Lullaby of Broadway. Oh, and listen to Lullaby of Broadway. Slippery and ballyhoo, Lullaby of Broadway. Rumble the subway train, laugh the taxi. Take it to entertain, that's all the maxi. When the Broadway baby says goodnight, it's early in the morning. And baby, don't sleep tight until the dawn goes. Take me on. Come on and listen to Broadway. Baby comes home to her flat to sleep all day. Good night, night, baby. Sleep tight, quiet, call it a day.
Hardly wait to get down there and get my hands on that microphone, Molly. I'll murder them guys this afternoon.
You got the voice to do it with, too, dearie.
I bet when that guy Harding finds out I can not only sing them commercials, but I can write them for him, too, he'll want to sign me to a big contract with options every year.
You mean options?
I mean options where the salary goes up every year. This thing today is just a start, of course. You wait till my voice hits the airwaves, kiddo. These singing commercials will sweep the country.
Well, it can stand a good sweeping, I'll admit that. But I doubt it. Oh, look who's coming. Hello, Mr. Oldtimer.
Oh, hi, old-timer.
Hello there, kids. What you doing downtown, daughter? Shopping?
No, we came down.
They're having a big sale at the Bonton today. Here they got some mighty fine bargains.
Yeah, well, we're not
There's
interested.
in the paper, weekend sale.
Yeah?
I'm going over there now and pick me out a nice weekend. One Friday night, I ain't been able to find it. Mislaid it.
Yeah, well, that's very interesting. Not to us. I got to keep moving here. I'm due at the studio to make some records.
For the radio, Mr. Oldtimer. He's going to record some singing commercials.
Is that so? Well, sir, I was just saying to my girlfriend, Bessie, last night, shut that thing off, Bessie, I said.
We haven't seen Bessie for ages. How is she, anyway?
Oh, Bessie's just fine, daughter. She used to be a radio singer herself at one time, you know. Back in the old days, her and her sister, Essie,
Yeah?
called themselves Bessie and Essie, the mountain duo. Essie played the guitar, and Bessie just sat and bellered.
Were they very successful?
Well, they would have been, daughter, but Bessie had to quit. Her voice started changing on her.
Yeah.
When she got up to sing, you couldn't tell whether she was going to sing like a soprano or like a bass.
You mean bass. A bass is a fish.
That's Bessie, all right. Got a mouth on her like a buck-toothed mackerel.
Well, she's a nice girl, and I know you're fond of her.
My gosh, you've been going with Bessie ever since we've known you. How come you two aren't married?
It's all on account of my health, Johnny.
Your health?
Yep. When I'm sick, Bessie don't want me, and when I'm well, I can outrun her.
Come on, Molly, here's the place. Apex Advertising. Come on.
You know, this is kind of exciting, dearie. Isn't this a nice office?
Yeah.
As soon as we find out what station your song will be on, I'll write Aunt Sarah and have her listen.
I wonder which one of these doors is the recording department. I'm supposed to meet Harding in recording.
Could it be that door over there, the one that says recording?
Oh, that's possible. Now, let me sharpen up my tones a little first, and then we'll barge in. Oh, the moon shines tonight.
So, there you are, Mr. McGee.
Okay, Harding, I'm ready. I want to tell you I've never been in better voice.
He really hasn't, Mr. Harding. He always sounds this way.
He's perfect, Mrs. McGee, perfect. Come right in. You want to come with him?
Oh, I'd love to. I've never been in a recording studio before.
Well, nice place you got here, Harding. Now, who are them guys down there by the microphone? Look like singers.
Well, that's our quartet, Mr. McGee.
Oh.
They'll work with you on this commercial.
Oh, swell. You hear that, Molly? He's going to use a quartet to back me up with. Sort of give me background, see?
You've got plenty of background, dearie.
This is the man I told you about. This is the boy. Well,
At ease, boys, at ease. Just relax. Don't worry about a thing. I'll give you that smooth oil burner type of singing, Harding.
oil burner singing?
Yep. No clinkers. My gosh, don't you get it? Clinkers are sour notes. Oil burners, no clinkers.
It ain't funny, McGee.
Well, I ain't hired to make jokes. I'm here to sing. Where's my music, boys? Give me the music, somebody.
Oh, you won't need any music for this one, Mr. McGee.
Yeah?
All I want you to do is to give us that great, pretty Red Wing, just like you sang it for me today.
Yeah? Pretty Red Wing, huh?
Just exactly like you did it today.
Oh, he does that good, real good.
The boys here will sing a short verse, you see.
Yeah?
And when I throw you a cue, you take right off, McGee. You got it?
Oh, well, sure, but I...
Okay. Quiet! Ready to play? All right, boys, this is the take.
Oh, bacon famous final food will fill your dog with bliss. So feed him bacon famous food or he will sound like this. Oh! In a moment. Hey, now, this commercial is for husbands only, especially you husbands who help with the family food shopping. When your wife isn't along to sort of keep an eye on you, I know it's a temptation to reach for this and that and not pay too much attention to the list she gave you. But please, fellas, whatever you do, don't forget the pet evaporated milk. You know what happens if there's no pet milk in the house? There's none of that good milk gravy you like with your meat and potatoes. It's pet milk that makes that gravy so good. There's no cream pie for dessert either, because without pet milk, how's your wife going to make that wonderful kind of cream pie that you like? And how about the baby? Don't you know that every day and every way your baby gets stronger and sturdier because of pet evaporated milk? Another thing, your coffee isn't going to taste half so good if there's no pet milk to put in it. I've only got a minute, or I'd tell you about dozens of ways your wife uses pet milk so you can enjoy every meal more. But take my word for it, will you, as man to man. And remember, when you do the family food shopping, be sure to take home some pet evaporated milk.
You know, it'll be fun to hear your voice on the radio anyhow, dearie, even if it is just one note.
Yeah.
Did you get paid yet?
Oh, yeah, I got paid as soon as I got through singing.
Good. How much? $2, $5, cents?
No. They give me an even 50, kiddo.
$50?
Cans of dog food.
Oh!
I said, good night.
Good night, all.
The first evaporated milk, pet milk, brings you Fibber McGee and Molly each week at this time. Be with us again next Tuesday night, won't you? There are some things that your best friend will tell you, but taking your friend's advice is sometimes quite another matter, as young wife Sally Carter discovers in the story of the week called Sally and Her New Neighbor on Pet Milk's Mary Lee Taylor program next Saturday morning. Right after the story, you'll hear Mary Lee Taylor's nationally featured recipe of the week for Peach Angel Salad, a smooth, creamy salad that can easily double as a dessert. Don't miss the big double feature Mary Lee Taylor program next Saturday morning over NBC.
Tonight, hear What's My Line on NBC.
The Pet Milk Program with Fibber McGee and Molly. The first evaporated milk, Pet Milk, presents Fibber McGee and Molly with Bill Thompson, Gail Gordon, Arthur Q. Bryan, Dick LeGrand, Ken Christie, and me, Harlow Wilcox. The show is written by Phil Leslie and Keith Fowler and directed by Max Hutto with music by the King's Men and Billy Mills Orchestra. Keeping up with your family's appetites and keeping food costs down are big jobs these days. But when you cook with pet evaporated milk, it's easy to fix better, more nourishing meals at lower cost. And here's why. Pet milk is good, sweet country milk with more than half the water removed. The result is a concentrated milk that's twice as rich as ordinary bottled milk. So, of course, by using pet milk, you add extra nourishment to favorite family dishes and make them taste better, too. And you cut down on your food bill because pet milk costs less generally than any other form of milk. Is it any wonder that pet milk is the first choice of good cooks? If you haven't already discovered how extra delicious, extra nourishing pet milk can make your favorite foods taste, try it tomorrow. Ask your grocer for pet milk, the first evaporated milk. Mr. McGee of 79 Wistful Vista is not only a close student of politics, but he's a very fast man with a prediction. As far back as 1920, he gave his friends a hot tip on the presidential race when he said as follows.
Harding for president? He hasn't got a chance.
Well, Mr. Harding came and went, Mr. Coolidge came and went, Mr. Hoover came and went, and Mr. Roosevelt came and stayed. And in 1937, Mr. McGee had this to say.
President Roosevelt? Nah, he don't want a second term.
In 1941, he said.
President Roosevelt? Nah, he don't want no third term.
And in 1945, he said.
President Roosevelt? I'm not talking.
But he's talking now, and he's talking politics as we join Fibber McGee and Molly.
Found the line in 1952.
Ah, this is it, Molly. This is it. It's happened at last. I got it this morning. Boy, oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy.
Well, what is it? What have you got? Are you sick?
No. I got a telegram, kiddo. I'm in politics.
Oh, no. I think I'm going to be sick now.
No. Let me read this to you. It come while you were downtown. Says, Mr. Fibber McGee, 79 Wistful Vista. You have been recommended to handle my 1952 campaign. Will contact you at 3 p.m. today. Signed, Senator Selesco. This is it.
One question.
Shoot.
Who is Senator Selesco?
You never heard of Senator Selesco, that great and fearless friend of the people?
Never.
Me neither. The difference. Nobody ever knows the names of them state senators anyhow. But they will. With me running Selesco's campaign for him, I'll spread him around like tar on a hot roof.
You really think you can help him, huh?
Help him? Ha! I'll re-elect him senator just like that. Then governor. Then president. I might even go a step further and put him in the steel business.
Well, you certainly make everything sound mighty simple.
Well, the minute that telegram come, my brain started clicking out ideas. I'm going to organize a big rally for tomorrow night. Line up the City Hall crowd. Call Kramer's drugstore and order cigars.
Cigars?
Yep. Going to get a few boxes of alfalfa Coronas for passing out.
You certainly picked the right cigars. Anybody who smokes those things is sure to pass out.
No, I meant I'm going to hand them out to the voters, see, and get them in line.
Come in. Well, good morning, Dr. Gamble.
Good morning, my dear. And a slight tilt of the head to you, faded face.
That makes you stay.
Hi, Stumble Stomach. For once, I'm glad to see you, boy. I got a proposition to make to all the big men in Wistful Vista, and you're about the biggest.
Thank you.
In fact, you looked like you went to the races, came home in a barrel, and then put some clothes on over it.
Now, McKay, that's no way to talk to the good doctor.
Oh, it's all right, my dear.
Yeah.
I take no offense at remarks made by a little shrimp who weighs several pounds less than my left leg. What's the proposition, Tiny?
I've been asked to handle his 1952 campaign by Senator Selesco.
I don't believe I know that name.
You don't know anybody's name. Or anybody's face, either. You spend so much time looking inside people that their outsides don't mean a thing.
You'd be surprised how much more interesting people are that way.
I've seen you pass your best friends on the street and not even see them. But if an appendix went by, you'd tip your hat.
Well, an appendix has never owed me money. But some of my best friends, such as you, have owed me...
That ain't important. The important thing is I'm going to get Selesco reelected.
Oh, stop it. Reelected in a pig's left eardrum.
What?
Well, you couldn't get Marilyn Monroe elected mascot by the Marine Corps.
Oh, is that so, you big flabbermouth?
Yeah.
Now, Doctor, I seem to remember that McGee handled Mort Toops' campaign last year when Mort ran for secretary of the Elks Club, didn't he?
He did indeed, Molly.
You betcha.
I was there when the election ended and Mort tried to beat him to death with a pool cue.
Oh, no, he didn't.
And he would have, too, if some hothead with more muscles than brains hadn't stepped in and stopped it.
Who, Doctor?
Me. Fool that I was. Seems to me I've always been stepping between McGee and somebody with an upraised pool cue.
No more Toops don't scare me, Doc. Come on, Fatso. Come on, go out and get some votes lined up for me, will you? And get back here by 3 o'clock. I want you to meet the senator personal.
I'll be here, and I'll bring along an instrument to measure his skull.
Measure his skull?
Yes, any man who wants you for a campaign manager should have his head examined.
Fat lot he knows about politics. Probably thinks the Secretary of the Interior does operations. Well, I better get busy here. Where's my typewriter?
Typewriter?
Sure, my typewriter. Where's my typewriter? Oh, I know where that baby is. Right here in the hall closet.
Oh, no, McGee, don't open that closet.
I don't. Oh, I remember now. I haven't got a typewriter.
Billy Mills presents a number written by George M. Callahan in 1906, Popularity, featuring Buddy Cole at the piano.
There's nothing like a good old waltz. Well, let me see now. I got the banners ordered. Mort Toops is looking for a place to hold the rally tomorrow night. Oh, I know what I want to do next. Order some buttons. Buttons? Yep, I want to get a price on 10,000 red, white, and blue buttons that say, "Let's go with the Let's Go." And one medium brown button that don't say anything.
What's the brown one for?
Top of my vest. I popped it off just thinking about what a big man I'll be when hand me the phone.
Here you are.
Thanks. Hello, operator. Give me the Atterbury Button Company. George, is that you, Mert?
Oh, dear.
How's every little thing, Myrtle? Says, eh? What's say, Mert? Your cousin Frank had an argument with his wife at bedtime, went downstairs and blew his head off.
Oh, how dreadful. What caused the argument?
A glass of beer. He took it upstairs, got into bed, and started to blow the head off it. His wife said it might get on the blanket, so he went downstairs and blew his head off. Say, the line's busy, Mert? Okay, I'll call later. I'll get Atterbury later. Right now, I better get...
Come in.
Well, good morning, missus. The same to you, McGee.
Good morning, Ole.
Oh, hi, Ole. Say, you can help me out, boy. I'm in politics now. I'm running the campaign for Senator Telesco. And you can line up the votes for me at the Elks Club.
Not me, McGee.
Huh?
Me and my missus get mixed up with politics once, and since then I leave 'em alone.
What happened to you and your wife, Ole?
Well, in the mail we get two letters with pictures of two fellers.
Yeah.
One says vote for Smith, and the other says vote for Jones.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I like Smith because he has a nice clear head, like my Uncle Oscar. But the missus, she likes Jones because he got curly hair and a dimple.
Good reasons as any.
So she tries to change my mind, and I try to change hers.
I see.
Jones is the farmer's friend, she says. But we ain't farmers, I say. No, she says, but it's good for a farmer to have a friend. When the farmer gets very lonesome.
Yeah. Now, there's a fine hunk of logic.
Smith is as honest as the day is long, I say.
Yeah?
Maybe, she says, but who watches him at night?
That's not a bad argument.
Oh, it's got to be very unhandy, missus. Before politics, when we go to bed, I'd say, "Good night, sweetheart." And she'd say, "Good night, sweetheart," and we would kiss. After politics, I'd say, "Smith," she says, "Jones," and we yank out the light.
Well, how did it all work out, Ole?
Well, finally comes election day, and we vote. I say, if Smith don't win, you can give me a swift kick. And the Missus say if you own stone bin, you can give me one.
Well, who won?
A fella named Yo Hibbert. So, me and the Missus Sweet take each other and live happy ever after. So long, Moses.
Well, so much for him. When I get Celesco elected again, Ole will be sorry he didn't get on the bandwagon.
I remember Uncle Dennis went on the bandwagon one time, but
Yeah?
he fell off New Year's Eve.
No.
Oh, no, that was just the wagon.
Yeah. Yeah, but just think what I'm going to do with that guy, Molly. Senator, governor, and then the White House. And when I move Celesco in there, Tootsie, you and I move in with him.
Oh, won't that be cold?
I'll say, you know what the first thing I'll do after we're in the White House? Paint it blue.
Painted blue.
Always been my favorite color. It'll be just like that song we sing. Just Molly and me, and Celesco make three. We're happy in my blue White House.
Hello, Molly. Hi, pal.
Hello, Mr.
Hi,
Wilcox.
Junior. I got some news for you, boy. Would it surprise you if I turned out to be the boss of this country?
Pal, it would surprise me if you turned out to be the boss of this house.
Oh, you said something there.
This is politics I'm talking about, Junior. I just been made campaign manager for Senator Celesco. May we count on your vote?
Well, I don't know. I like to be on the winning side, pal. I always vote for the strongest candidate.
Well, how can you be sure which candidate is the strongest?
Oh, that's easy. I merely find out which one was a pet milk baby. Plenty of pet milk babies hold public office today.
Yeah?
And you can always tell which ones they are, too.
Sure you can. Just look around Washington, and if it wears a diaper, it's a baby.
No. I mean, after they're grown up, they hold office, Molly. Oh, you know how to tell which ones were raised on pets?
No, how do you tell us?
Well, look, let's suppose that we're at a meeting of the Senate right now.
Mhm.
Every single senator is there, all 96 of them.
All at once? Oh, that'll be the day, all right.
All right, now, one senator is making a speech and the others are listening.
Yeah?
7 hours he's been speaking, but he shows no signs of tiring. He's got endurance.
So he's the pet milk baby, huh?
No, the other 95 are.
Huh?
It takes endurance to make a 7-hour speech, of course, but it takes more endurance to listen to one. You realize that if it wasn't for Pet, this country might not have any politicians at all?
Well, how do you figure that, Mr. Wilcox?
Well, Molly, many years ago, people were divided in their views about pet milk.
They were?
Yes. Some thought you should be conservative and buy it by the
You
can.
didn't see it when I was downstairs.
Others thought you
You didn't
should go
come up when I
further
went
and buy it by the crate. Well, the argument went on and on and on and on, and finally the two groups became political parties.
You don't mean...
Yes, the Republicans and the Democrats.
Kiddo.
I've been wondering that for years.
Well, I can't worry about him. I got work to do. Brainless. To be a success in politics, kiddo, you got to think fast.
You can do it.
Well, I always have. They still talk about the fast thinking I done in the courtroom the time I won the case of the vase back in Peoria.
I never heard about that.
I never told you about the platter of fudge and the fudgy judge and the stolen vase case in Peoria.
You never did.
Well, sit down, baby, and I will. You see, Bud Mudge was our local judge, and old fudgy Judge Mudge loved fudge.
Well, who doesn't?
I handled a case for a guy named Pace, charged with stealing a vase from the Grace Vase Works. When Grace waved the vase in the judge's face, you could see Pace's case was shaking.
It looked bad, did it?
Well, I could see Judge Mudge had some kind of grudge, but I judged the judge was just hungry. So in court, I trudged with a platter of fudge, went up to the judge, gave him a nudge, and I won me the case of Grace versus Pace just by bringing old Judge Mudge fudge.
Did it have nuts in it? Because I might...
Hold it, Molly. Another voter, I think. Come in.
Hi, Johnny.
Hello, Mr. Oldtimer.
Hi, old-timer. How are you going to vote
How's
for senator
Jilla?
this year?
Same way I always do, Johnny. Just walk in the booth, grab me a ballot, mark a
We
big
like
X onto it,
to
take
show
the $5,
Godzilla.
go to the next precinct.
No! You mean who you're voting for, Mr.
Yeah, I'm in politics here, old-timer. I'm in the campaign to keep Senator Celesco in office and off the streets. Because now the word senator...
Politics is a bad name game, kid. Used to be in it myself. Matter of fact, I was elected judge one time in the town of Buffalo, Southwest.
Oh, that must have been quite an honor, Mr. Oldtimer, being a judge. What were your qualifications?
Well, the judge had to sit behind a big wooden desk with a gavel in his hand.
Yeah?
But
Buzzard Knots was a hard drinking town, and I was the only man who stayed sober enough to hit that desk with a gavel. I could do it 2 times out of 3.
Buzzard Knots must have been a pretty rugged town.
Oh, it sure was, Johnny. Sort of a shooting gallery with sidewalks. He had plenty of tough hombres, but the toughest was Cactus Jack.
Cactus Jack.
One day he was strolling down the street, and the Beasley boys snuck up and put 57 bullets in him.
And that was the end of Cactus Jack.
No, the Beasley boys wasn't his social equal, so he just ignored them and went on strolling. Then a week later, he died of thirst. Yeah, on account of them 57 holes in it. When he took a drink, all the water leaked out.
How long did you work as judge there?
Well, quite a spell, daughter. Then a stranger rode in town one day coming for a bandit.
Yeah?
Said the bandit raided his gold mine and headed into town. Wanted my help.
Could he describe the bandit all right?
Not too good, daughter. Only saw him from a distance. Said he was wearing a hat with a silver band and riding a pinto pony.
Well, did you ever catch the crook?
No, but after I talked to the stranger, I went home, put on my hat with a silver band, came out of my pinto pony, and hightailed it out of town. So long, kid.
The King's Men and the Summertime Necklace.
It's watermelon weather, it's summer kind of weather, when people get together and sing. It's a time of year the stars sing to dance and laughter, and the moon so big and bright the party climb. So why don't you meander to your bedroom veranda and sort of kind of handle the ring? For it's the sweetheart kissing season, the world's in rhyme when it's watermelon time. Cuckoo singing his heart, robin raising a day. But it's so rare as June in the air, summer is a coming in. Old man going out fishing, putting worms in a tin. Look at him go, so easy and slow. Summer is a coming. What's all the hurdy-burdy? There's a noise that's mighty queer. Can it be that goes out early? Feel a strange kind of stirring. Something out the air. The world is grand, and it's gonna be grand. Summer is the coming year. Well, it's that sweetheart kissing season. The world is all in line. It's watermelon, pretty as watermelon.
This campaign is really shaping up, Molly. I want to write down a few ideas for Celeste's platform. I'll affect my news. Where's my automatic pencil?
In your sweet vest.
Where's my tweed vest?
At the cleaners.
I'll call the cleaners and tell them to write this down.
Can you, Jerry? I've got it down with my eyebrow pencil.
Okay, put this down. Senator Celeste on foreign policy.
Foreign policy. Now, good. How does he stand on our foreign policy?
Well, he's against it. He thinks we should cancel our foreign policies and buy our insurance here at home. Don't you get it, Molly? That's an H.B. Kaltenborn type of conversation.
Big funny.
That's odd. I fractured him with that gag when Coons was on. Everybody laughed at him. That ought to be the trigger, Doc Gamble, because they're both. Come in.
Oh, it's you down in the mayor. Hello, Mr. Mayor.
Good afternoon, Molly. Hello, McGee.
Hi, Trivia. I'm glad you could get here, boy. You're one of the lucky few that I, as campaign manager, have chose to meet our own beloved Senator Celeste.
Aren't I the lucky one?
Wait till you hear the platform I got for Celeste. First thing I'm going to have him do is cut down government spending.
Right.
How's he going to do that, Larry?
Very simple. Chop down taxes, that's all. If the government ain't got it, they can't spend it, can they?
Oh, you dreamer, you. You happy, foolish dreamer.
Well, you hear the rest of the platform. You'll be glad to hop on the bandwagon then.
Oh, hop on the bandwagon.
Say, Mr. Mayor, what does that expression mean? All you politicians talk about hopping on the bandwagon. Can you explain it to me?
Well, I think so, Molly. Look, let us say that I have a friend who has hated me for years.
Yes?
Now, this friend has planted so many knives in my back that I can't even button my overcoat.
A close friend.
Yes. This friend of mine is at the beach one day, and he sees me fall off the pier into 50 feet of water. Now, what does he do?
He jumps in after you.
Oh, no, not him.
Oh?
He sits down on the pier, slings mud at me, and throws brickbats at my head every time it shows above water.
Oh, dear.
I finally go down for the 14th time, but when I come up this time, I'm holding a large chest full of pirate gold that I found below.
Oh, then what?
Well, I'm almost drowned, but I drag the gold ashore and haul it up on the sand. And then, when I'm safely out of the water, my friend rushes over, throws his arms around me, and says, "Homer, old friend, let me help you carry that heavy gold up to my house, old pal." That is called hopping on the bandwagon.
How the internet belongs to me.
Well, that's very interesting. I've always wondered.
Come in.
Hello there, Mr. Wimple.
Oh, hi, Wimp.
Hello, folks.
Hi, Wallace.
I was out with my bird book of bird watching, Mrs. McGee, and guess what I saw on your front porch? A bird.
You'll hear a lot of those when the campaign speeches start, Mr. Wimple.
Oh, this was a very rare bird, Mrs. McGee. A genuine eagle-beaked omelet bird. Fascinating.
An omelet bird?
Where did it ever get a name like that, Mr. Wimple?
From its nesting habits.
Yeah?
You see, the eagle-beaked omelet bird doesn't build a nest at all. It just hangs by its beak over the edge of a high cliff and lays its eggs on the rocks miles below.
Oh?
Nobody's ever seen an egg, just omelets, hence the name.
Hello. I got back as soon as I could. Did I miss anything?
Yes, you just missed hearing me tell about the rare eagle-beaked omelet bird, Doctor. You see, the omelet bird...
Pipe down, Wallace. It's about time for the senator to get here.
Well, personally, I've never heard of the man, McGee. Is there actually a Senator Selesco?
What do you mean, is there actually? Why, here, look at this telegram that come this morning.
Read it to them, dearie.
Let's hear it. Mr. Fibber McGee, 79 Wistful Vista. You have been recommended to handle my 1952 campaign. We'll contact you today at 3 p.m. Signed, Senator Selesco.
Well, if it was anybody but you, McGee, I'd say...
This is him. Now, quiet, everybody. Come on to the door with me, Molly.
My goodness, a real senator. This is exciting.
Hello, are you Mr. McGee?
Well, that's me, all right, and this is my wife, Molly. Molly, this is the senator himself.
How do you do, I'm sure?
We got your wire, Senator, and I already started your campaign rolling.
Good. But you don't need to call me Senator, Mr. McGee.
Well, I don't know your first name. The telegram was just signed plain Senator Selesco, so I didn't know what...
Senator Selesco?
Yeah.
Oh, the telegraph clerk must have run the words together.
Let's see that wire, McGee. Spell it out.
Well, it says there plain enough, Senator. S-A-L-E-S...
Oh, sales.
C-O... Company?
The Senator Sales Company? Oh.
Sure, we sell Senator Razor Blades.
Oh.
Our 1952 campaign. And I thought that
Razor blades. Have you got a sharp one handy, bud? I'm going to cut my throat.
Fibber and Molly return in a moment. Every mother wants the best for her baby. And when it comes to choosing between one brand of milk and another, this you can count on. There's no better milk than Pet evaporated milk. No other milk you can buy is easier for your baby to digest than Pet milk. No other milk is safer than Pet milk. And no other milk in the world can do more for your baby than Pet milk can. You see, Pet milk has a combination of milk minerals and vitamin D that a baby must have in order to make good, steady growth and have strong, straight bones and sound teeth. And every can of Pet milk has the important seal of acceptance of the Council on Foods and Nutrition of the American Medical Association. Not every milk merits that important seal. So, if your baby is a bottle baby, you can be sure you're doing the right thing when you give him Pet milk, the first evaporated milk, the first food for millions of sturdy, happy babies.
Well, dearie, it's been another wonderful season, hasn't it?
Yep, it's been made that way by a lot of wonderful people who listen to us every Tuesday night.
Thanks so much to all of you. It's time for us to leave you again for the summer.
But we're leaving you in good hands. As an old friend of ours and an old favorite of yours is bringing you his Truth or Consequences. He's right here with us, Mr. Ralph Edwards.
Thank you, Fibber McGee and Molly. All I can say is I hope I can bring them as much fun this summer as you've brought them all these years.
How many years?
Oh, I don't know, Molly, about 15?
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. That's a very good try, but it's not the truth. So you'll have to take the consequences.
What are the consequences?
You'll have to stand right here by this micronome every Tuesday night at the same time, all summer long, for pet milk.
I'll do that, Fibber, starting next Tuesday.
Well, swell, Ralph. We'll be listening. Thank you. Well, Molly, I guess that wraps it up, huh?
Just one more word to our friends, dearie. Don't go away. We'll be back in the fall.
So watch for us. Good night.
Good night, all.
Listen.
Sometimes a woman believes she must try not to become the proverbial mother-in-law. What happens when a devoted mother thinks she is doing the right thing by refusing to help her son save his career as well as his marriage is told in the Story of the Week on Pet Milk's Mary Lee Taylor program next Saturday morning. Together with this story of modern marriage, you'll hear Mary Lee Taylor's recipe of the week for double fudge sundae, a new easy way to make a favorite summertime dessert more delicious than ever. Tune in sure next Saturday morning to NBC for the big double feature Mary Lee Taylor program.
Tonight, hear What's My Line on NBC.
The Reynolds Aluminum Program with Fibber McGee and Molly. The Reynolds Metals Company, makers of Reynolds Aluminum, presents Fibber McGee and Molly transcribed with Bill Thompson, Gail Gordon, Dick LeGrand, Joe Forte, Mary Jane Croft, and me, Harlow Wilcox. The show is written by Phil Leslie and Keith Fowler and directed by Max Hutto with music by the King's Men and Billy Mills Orchestra. Tonight, all over the nation, millions are glad to welcome back on the air their favorite Fibber McGee and Molly. In millions of homes, too, it is good news to know that Reynolds Wrap is now back in plentiful supply. The original and genuine Reynolds Wrap, the foil you can trust with your food. Help yourself to all you want.
Oh,
Remember, there are two sizes. New jumbo economy rolls, 75 feet, as well as the standard 25-foot roll. Save food, save work. Spanish scouring by lining broiler pans and baking dishes with Reynolds Wrap. Cover all those refrigerator bowls. Wrap your leftovers to keep them fresh. And, of course, roast your next chicken or turkey in Reynolds Wrap for more flavor and more meat. Stock up at your grocer's now. Ask for it by name, Reynolds Wrap. Made only by the Reynolds Metals Company, world's largest producers of aluminum foil. If you had an old school chum who married money, like Mrs. McGee has, and if all you married was McGee, like Mrs. McGee did, you would probably build things up in your letters to your chum, like Mrs. McGee does. And if the chum was suddenly coming to visit you this afternoon, you'd be upset, too, about Mrs. McGee, of Fibber McGee and Molly.
Oh, dear, those letters of mine. Me and my big fat fountain pen. McGee, put these linen napkins on the table, will you?
Sure, kiddo.
Move the cups over to make room for my crystal glasses.
Okay. My gosh, as the guy said to the baggage man who was loading 5 St. Bernards on the train, you sure are putting on a lot of dog.
Well, I'll just have to do the best I can, that's all. My goodness, how'd I know I'd ever see Gertrude again?
Is this the gal that writes to you from Paris and Miami and all them foreign places?
That's her. She always writes how well-to-do they are and what a wonderful life they lead, so I always write and tell her the same thing.
You wrote her we were rich?
Well, I never actually said we were rich. I just hinted. Maybe I went too far.
Well, now, don't you worry about a thing, baby. Old Dad will back you up. We'll dazzle him.
Well, now, let's not get to it.
I'll tell your friend Gert that I built up a bigger fortune than Vanderbilt built.
No, dearie, that's not what I want.
I'll tell her this ain't really our house. I'll tell her we're just breaking it in for the new butler.
Now, McGee, if you listen
Yeah,
to
the
me...
one we're going to hire to buttle for the special chauffeur we got to drive the cook to the market in the private armored car. I'll say to this
McGee!
You spoke?
I yelled.
Oh.
I don't want you telling any of those tall tales to Gertrude and her husband. How does the table look now?
It looks swell, and it ought to look swell. We ain't ate off of that good china since we used to get up after dinner and wind up the phonograph. Wish I hadn't have said that.
You know, I wish I had a nice silver base for the top of the piano.
Hey, Mabel Toops has got a butte. Why don't I go over there and borrow some?
That's a good idea. I want the house to look as nice.
Yeah, I'll go.
Come in. Oh, hello, Mr. Old-Timer.
Hello, Donner. Hi there, Johnny.
Hi,
What you fixing up the house for, kid? The sociable?
We're having company this afternoon.
Yeah?
An old school friend of mine and her husband. They're just traveling around the country.
Travelers, eh? Puts me in mind of my old friend, J. Pierpont Stud. J. Pierpont used to travel from coast to coast in a special car. The only person aboard.
Boy, he must have been loaded if he had a private car.
I didn't say it was a private car, Johnny. I said he was the only person aboard.
Well,
The rest of the car was full of cattle.
You mean your friend was a hobo?
One of the best, daughter. Most hobos travel in boxcars, but not J. Pierpont. He always traveled in cattle cars because there was something different about him.
what was different about Pierpont?
Got his nose broke when he was a kid and couldn't smell a thing.
That would help.
Wasn't he ever put in jail for stealing rice?
Oh, no, daughter, he had a system.
Yeah?
He bought an old cowhide, complete with horns and head, and slipped it on him when he was in a cattle car. Anybody that looked in just thought one of the cows was kind of puny.
Heavenly days.
Only got him in trouble once. Down in Texas, the train stopped, and the fellow went through the cars, branding all the cattle.
Oh, boy.
To this very day, J. Pierpont won't take off his pants in public because he's scared the Pickle Bar X Ranch might claim him.
Is he still cruising around in cattle cars?
Not for quite a spell, Johnny.
No?
About 20 years ago, he was riding through California, and him and a longhorn steer decided they wanted the same place in the car.
Uh-oh.
It was settled in a sporting manner.
A sporting man.
Yep. The longhorn tossed him for it. Tossed him clear out of the car and up into an orange tree.
Oh, the poor lad.
Oh, it didn't phase J. Pierpont.
He didn't?
He picked the oranges, set up a roadside stand, and today he's one of the richest men in California.
That's quite a success story.
Sure is, Johnny. Funny thing, though, rich as he is, cattle still have a place in J. Pierpont's life.
Oh.
You mean he raises cattle?
Nope. Drives a Cadillac and lives in Catalina.
Billy Mills in the orchestra and sing a little song.
Dear, I wish McGee would hurry back with that bass. I'm as nervous as a... How'd I get myself into this? I never should have written Gert such fancy
Well,
letters.
get I'm back. I got the silver base from Mabel Toops, and it sure is a beaut. And a dozen roses to go into it, too.
Roses?
Yeah.
Oh, they're beautiful, McGee.
I picked them just for you, kiddo.
Pick them?
Old man Jekyll's backyard. He come out the door and almost saw me, too, but I scrammed.
McGee, you...
Yeah, when I seen him come out the door, I had to duck around the corner from Jekyll and Hyde. Hey, guys, don't you get it, Molly? Jekyll and Hyde is a literary fun based on...
It ain't funny, McGee.
It ain't?
No, and I'd make you take them right back if I didn't need them so badly to dress up the house. Come in. Oh, good morning, Ole.
Well, good morning, missus. The same to you, McGee.
Hi, Ole. Say, Molly's got some swank friends coming here today, and we're fixing the joint up. You got any family heirlooms we could borrow?
No, McGee, we don't have anything worth a boot. We used to have some very nice old china plates, but they got broken in the last invasion from Venus.
Invasion from Venus?
My two little boys, Sven and little Ole, they're all the time playing goal in the future games.
Oh?
Sometimes they're American space cadets, and sometimes they're invaders from Venus with two heads.
Good gracious.
But even when they're space cadets, they act like they got two heads.
They sort of tear things apart, huh?
McGee is just plain murder.
Yeah?
Yesterday, they get what they call an atomic jet-propelled super radar disintegrator.
What in the world would that be?
A bunch of firecrackers. And then they launch it into space by putting it on the rear end of a guided missile.
The rear end of a guided missile?
Sure, our dog Jupiter's tail. And then they synchronize their Mickey Mouse watches, and Jupiter takes off at 0100, comes flying through the kitchen window at 12 o'clock high. And he scores a direct hit on the food the missus is fixing and knocks the smorgas out of the bowl.
Goodness, Ole, that's a little frightening, isn't it?
You said so, missus. By them kids, they would scare the britches off of me and my missus. That is, off of me, they scare the britches. She done... well, what I mean is, ladies, don't... Well, say something, McGee. Don't you stood there.
Hi, Ole.
Hello. Hello, McGee. Hello, missus. I couldn't stay now. I just dropped by to say so long about you fellas.
Well, I better put these roses in water.
Hey, what's the stuff on the buffet there? That looks good.
Don't touch it. Don't touch it now. I ordered some fancy things to eat from the store.
Oh?
Some imported cheese and caviar.
Oh. Crackers and cheese look good, but what's that bowl full of BBs for?
McGee, that is the caviar.
Oh, are those caviar? Let me see them. Looks like little black fish eggs to me.
Yes.
Besides, if you want to impress people, Molly, you got the wrong kind of food anyhow.
What would you have bought?
Meat. Just plain meat. Used to be when a fellow was rich, they said he was in the chips. Now they say he's in the chops. Boy, when you're in the chops these days.
Hello, Molly. Hi, pal.
Hello, Mr. Wilcox.
Hi, Junior.
I interrupt anything, kids? You expecting company?
Oh, yes. An old schoolmate of mine is coming by this afternoon with her husband, Mr. Wilcox.
Yeah, they spend all their time traveling, Junior. Florida in the winter, Niagara in the fall, Paris in the spring.
Oh, my gosh, that's tough. The poor kid.
Poor kid.
Huh. You should be poor like they are, son. They're loaded with dough like a ravioli dinner.
Well, they must not have a very comfortable house, though, or they wouldn't go galloping around all the time. Gee whiz, you ought to tell them, pal.
Tell them what?
Tell them about Reynolds aluminum foil insulation for their home. Tell them how it reflects heat, how it keeps their home warmer in winter and cooler in summer.
Yeah.
Oh, they must have a nice home, Mr. Wilcox. They live...
And do you know that farmers these days can give their livestock that same protection against heat and cold with aluminum barns? Barns built of Reynolds lifetime aluminum roofing and siding.
Is that so?
Yes, the smart farmer knows how aluminum pays off in added profits.
Well.
Pays off in more milk from cows, kept warmer in winter and cooler in summer, under aluminum. Reynolds aluminum.
Oh, I'm in favor of keeping cows cool, Junior. In fact, if there's anything I hate, it's a hot cow. These people with the aluminum...
No, wait a minute. Now, look, take an aluminum poultry house, for instance.
Oh?
That pays off in bigger chickens, in more eggs.
Yeah?
And aluminum hog barns pay off in more pounds of pork per pig.
More pork per pig, huh?
Sure. And not only does Reynolds lifetime aluminum roofing and siding help the farmer to make money by helping him to produce more
More pork per pig?
but it also It also helps him save money by cutting down his costs, because aluminum is rust-proof. It lasts and lasts with no need for painting.
More pork for pigs. We ought to pick up a few prize pigs, Molly, because if I could produce more pork for pigs, I could have plenty of pounds of prize pork and maybe make a pretty penny out of them precious pigs, because pigs are pigs and pounds to pound. You got to go for the pork, and you got to go down.
Yeah. Yes, Val.
Just in time.
Yeah. Yes, Val, I really do have to go. And look. I'm used to you, of course, but I hope you don't keep interrupting Molly's friends when they try to talk this afternoon, like you do me.
What you mean?
Well, you don't want them to go away from here thinking Molly had her wedding in the basement of the railway depot, do you?
Wedding in the basement of the railway depot?
Yes. They'll say, poor Molly. She married beneath her station.
Go on, Cal.
Brother. Married beneath her depot. Oh, if that don't burn the pork right off the pit. What you doing?
Oh, I'm just checking this table again.
Oh.
This vase of roses will help, but I do wish we had some nice sterling silver. Bowls or trays.
Hey, what about that big loving cup I won on the Elks Club punch board by taking the last punch that time?
No.
The one that was genuine simulated silver with the Elks head engraved on it, and it says underneath, Fibber McGee, winner of the last punch, 1943. That was pretty. Where's that?
I planted it.
Yeah? With ivy?
With a shovel.
Oh.
Oh, dear, I'll be glad when this day is over.
Come in.
Hello, Molly. McGee.
Oh, it's nice to see you, Mr. Mayor.
Oh, hi, Latrivia. Say, you're just the guy we want to see.
Yes, I have a problem, Mr. Mayor. Terrible.
What sort of a problem, Molly?
Well, an old girlfriend is coming to visit me. One I haven't seen since school days.
Yeah.
I've written to her and bragged a bit about my successful marriage, so naturally there's only one thing I can do.
Naturally. Hide McGee in the hall closet.
Why, you baby-kissing windbag, I ought to punch you.
Now, McGee.
Well, he makes me...
Well, what I meant, Mr. Mayor, is that I'm trying to make our little home look as prosperous as possible, so we're borrowing a few nice things from our friends.
Oh, I see. Well, I have quite a fine silver tea service I'd be happy to lend you, if McGee is willing to be helped by a baby-kissing windbag.
No offense, Latrivia. My gosh, this close to election time, you ain't the only guy that's kissing babies. Anyhow, it's good for the kids. They learn early in life that they got to face some pretty horrible things.
Well, personally, I feel that baby kissing can be overdone. It becomes a routine habit, as in the case of Alderman Kerwood.
Oh, what happened to him, Mr. Mayor?
He formed the habit very strong.
Yeah?
Whenever he saw a woman pushing a baby carriage, he automatically leaned over and kissed the baby on the head.
Oh, poor Kerr. So?
So, one day, he was in a market and saw a woman pushing one of those baskets on wheels.
Yeah?
Without a moment's hesitation, the alderman leaned over and kissed a cantaloupe.
This silly man, as if a cantaloupe ever voted.
Yes. And now, about my silver tea service, I'll have it here within an hour. The service includes tray, teapot, cream pitcher, sugar bowl, and a small instrument for removing the cubes of sugar.
Tom.
You're welcome. Good day.
Hey, wait a minute, Latrivia. I'll go with you. Get my hat, Molly. He's got a lot of stuff I can borrow. Come on.
The King's Men, and Molly put the kettle on.
Oh, Polly, what do you want? I'll put the kettle on, I'll put the kettle on, and we can have some tea. I'll put the kettle on, I'll put the kettle on, and we can have some tea. Get out the cookies, we're gonna have a treat. I'll sweep the crumbs away, you'll sweep me off my feet. Polly, put the kettle on, Polly, put the kettle on and settle down with me. Polly, put the kettle on. 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 Let's have tea. Hot cross buns. Ooh, hot cross buns. 1 a penny, 2 a penny. Hot cross buns. Polly, put the kettle on. I'll buy a bun. When the tea is boiling, we'll have fun. Polly, put the little kettle on, little kettle on, little kettle on. Polly, put the little kettle on, have a little tea for two. Polly, put the little kettle on, Better get the butter and the jelly and the cream, gingerbread cookies by the score. Hear that kettle let off steam, it's ready now to pour. Oh, Polly, put the kettle on, take it off again. Oh, you got Polly, what you put on the kettle and settle down, settle down. Polly, put the kettle on, the kettle on, the kettle on, then settle right down with me.
Now, let me see. I'll put the vase of roses on the end table here. The table is ready. My goodness, this silver tea service of the mayor's is just too beautiful, McGee.
Hey, how you like that champagne bucket on the piano there? I borrowed that from Latrivia, too.
Champagne bucket?
Yeah.
What'd you borrow that for?
What for? My gosh, you want us to look underprivileged? Where's all them millionaires drink champagne?
Out of a bucket?
No, Molly, they drink it out of evening slippers. I was going to set a pair of your slippers up there next to the bucket in case Gert's husband gets thirsty, but them open-toed shoes leak so bad that I thought it was...
No, McGee, we will not have any champagne.
Okay, I couldn't borrow any anyhow. I did loan myself a box of Latrivia's dollar cigars while I was there, though, and boy...
Uh-oh, here they come. Look, there's a car out front.
Where? Let me see. Oh, holy smoke, look at that limousine. Wow, must be 40 feet long.
That's her. That's her getting out. That's Gertie, all right.
Oh, boy.
Now, please, McGee, just take it easy. Now, don't overdo it.
Don't you worry, Tootsie. They ain't going to top us. Anything they got, we got the two of them. I'll prompt... Oh, look at that. Here they come. I'll impress them juniors.
I'll get it. Oh, Gertie, so nice to see you.
Oh, Molly, you look wonderful. This is my husband, dear. Charles, this is Molly McGee.
Mrs. McGee, happy to know you.
How do you do, I'm sure. And this is my husband. Dearie, this is Mr. and Mrs. Jones.
Charmed, I'm sure.
Come on in, the both of you.
Yes, pray do. So glad you could drop by. Have a cigar, Charles? $1 cigar?
Thank you. I don't believe I
Now,
can.
take a handful. Take $4 or $5 worth. Go ahead.
Let him get his coat off first, dearie.
Oh. Now, sit down, both of you. Sit there on the divan right in front of the imported sterling silver tea service, child.
Very handsome silver, isn't it, Gertrude?
Oh, it's lovely, Molly. English, isn't it?
English? Why, I really...
Quite. Molly and I picked it up on one of our trips.
Huh?
Just knockabout stuff, really. Our goods set is in the vault, isn't it, Molly?
Well, it isn't out here, is it?
Very well put, my dear.
This is a charming little house you have, Molly. So compact. Don't you think so, Charles?
Yes, very. Gertrude and I just rattle around in that place of ours.
I'll bet it's beautiful, though.
Yeah, we're just camping out here, of course. Having the big house done over, you know. The country place.
Oh, Grandma,
country house?
McGee loves the country. He was raised in it, you know.
Quite a modest home, really, Charles. Nothing elaborate. I don't suppose the house has over 30 or 40 rooms.
Dearie, now, please, let's talk about you, Gertrude.
Oh, yeah.
You and Charles must have a lot of fun. Your last letter from New Orleans sounded wonderful.
Oh, yes, Charles and I love New Orleans.
Oh, yes, New Orleans. I love it.
I suppose you've seen the French Quarter there.
Oh, you bet. I always watch for them things when I'm traveling. Anybody tries to pass the French Quarter off on me, boy, I hand it right.
Dearie, Gert is talking about old New Orleans. The French Quarter.
Old or new, nobody hands me any for it.
You were in England last year, weren't you, Gert?
Yes, we had a lovely trip, Molly. Stopped in Bermuda on the way home and spent some time with the Duke and Duchess of Windsor.
Oh.
They're grand people.
Oh, yes. Wally's an old friend, you know.
Ah, yes, good old Wally. How is he, anyhow?
Wally is the Duchess, dearie.
He is? Got promoted again, eh? Wally. Splendid chap.
Gert, Charles, how about a slug of tea?
Yes, some tea. Pour him some tea, Molly, out of the sterling silver teapot.
Just a spot, thanks.
Just a spot out of the pot.
So as I was saying, McGee, Gertrude and I had a delightful time in England.
Yes, Charles loves English cars, you know.
Yes, I'm especially fond of the Rolls-Royce. Aren't you, McGee?
Oh, yeah, great little car, if you're left-handed. I like a big car myself.
Yes, he does. The car we ride in the most is about 60 feet long. It has 8 wheels and it's painted a sort of a streetcar red.
Molly, please, we don't want our friends to think we're trying to impress them, do we? After all, well, I'll get it. Butler's day off, you know. Have to answer our own phone. All four, probably.
Hey, Farmer, will you go back home from here, Gert, or...
We're not sure, Molly. We may drive south from here and fly down to Havana for a while.
Oh, Havana. We often talk about going there, but you know how it is.
Yes, I suppose Mr. McGee is pretty busy making money like he does.
Yes, just making ends... Oh, who was it, dearie?
Call was for you, Charles.
Me?
Yeah. Mr. Vanderbuck.
Uh-oh.
Said to tell you to put your chauffeur cap back on and get that Rolls Royce over to the hotel pronto. Wants you to drive him someplace.
Whoops.
How's that? Chauffeur cat? You mean...
And Gertie, Mrs. Vanderbuck says to get over there and help her into her girdle. Says you know she can't get into it without you.
Oh, she told me I could have the afternoon off. No wonder she can't keep a maid the way she pushes us around.
Maid and chauffeur? You mean all those...
Yes, it's our job.
Well, heavenly days. Gertrude Jones.
Oh, I'm sorry, Molly. We've always wanted to be rich.
So have we, Gert.
How's that? You too?
Why, sure, we can dream, too. McGee, get the car out and return this borrowed silk.
We're just trying to keep up with the Joneses.
This is wonderful.
Yeah.
Now, when you get off tonight, Gert, come back here.
Yeah.
And we'll throw out this caviar and break out the bologna and have ourselves a real time.
Fibber and Molly return in a moment. On hot days this past summer, maybe you regretted not having put in that heat-reflective insulation you've heard so much about. Reynolds Aluminum Reflective Insulation. Well, listen. Aluminum's heat reflection works both ways for year-round comfort. It throws summer heat off, and it reflects the heat from your furnace or stove back inside the house where you want it. It's also a wonderful vapor barrier. This Reynolds aluminum foil bonded to craft paper. It's clean, pliable, easy to tack or staple in place. If you'd like a free sample of Reynolds aluminum reflective insulation, we'll be glad to send it to you. Just mark insulation on a postcard with your name and address and send it to Reynolds Metals Company, Louisville 1, Kentucky. That's Reynolds Metals Company, Louisville 1, Kentucky. You'll see why builders look to aluminum for progress and to Reynolds Metals Company for progress in aluminum.
Oh, dear. You say you dropped the mayor's beautiful silver service, McGee.
Yeah, right in his driveway. Didn't break it, though. Just dented it, that's all.
What did he say?
He was very unreasonable about the whole thing, Molly. Believe me, I'll never borrow anything from that guy again.
Did you tell him that?
No, he told me that. Good night.
Good night, all.
The Reynolds Metals Company, pioneers of progress through aluminum, brings you Fibber McGee and Molly each week at this time. Don't forget to watch the Reynolds television show, Doc Porkle, starring Eddie Mayhoff on NBC Sunday night. See your local paper for time and channel. And be sure to be with us again next Tuesday night. Good night.
The preceding was transcribed. Tonight, play Two for the Money on NBC.
The Reynolds Aluminum Program with Fibber McGee and Molly. Reynolds Metals Company, makers of Reynolds Aluminum, presents Fibber McGee and Molly transcribed. With Bill Thompson, Arthur Q. Bryan, Dick LeGrand, Marvin Miller, Theodore Barnell, Freddie Moran, and me, Harlow Wilcox. The show is written by Phil Leslie and Keith Fowler and directed by Max Hutto with music by the King's Band and Billy Mills Orchestra. Autumn is a good time for building or improving your home. Get started now and do a better job with aluminum. Put Reynolds Lifetime Aluminum gutters on your house for a permanent improvement at very low cost. They look beautiful. They're rust-proof. They never need painting. For windows, make sure you see the great line of Reynolds aluminum windows at your dealer. And for low-cost, efficient insulation, take home a couple of cartons of Reynolds aluminum reflective insulation. Yes, a couple of cartons. That's probably enough for your attic. With 250 square feet in each 15-pound roll. It's aluminum foil bonded to craft paper. Keeps you warmer in winter, cooler in summer. And it's so quickly tacked or stapled in place. Stop in your dealers and see these better building products made with Reynolds aluminum by the Reynolds Metals Company. Through the years, Mrs. McGee of 79 Wistful Vista has learned to control her excitement when her husband comes home with a big deal. Right now, for instance, he's just rushed in the front door with that boy, oh boy, we're rich look in his eye. As we join Fibber McGee and Molly.
Hey, Molly. Molly.
Yeah?
Hey, Molly.
Yeah? Yeah?
Boy, oh boy, I got it made this time, kiddo. I just bought us a hunk of Fort Knox. A road map to Easy Street. Our new address will be the corner of Lotus Boulevard and Filthy Rich Avenue.
What did you buy this time? A diamond mine in Kimberly, South Arkansas?
No, sirree, not this time. I just laid the foundation, my dear, for the McGee family fortune. I have invested in stock.
Stock?
Stock.
Say, now, the way these prices are, that might
No. Not livestock, Molly.
You didn't buy dead stock.
Please, Molly, can I just tell you? Look, on old man McDonald, the president of the Third National Bank's Investments Department's advice, I bought into the Wistful Vista Transit Company today, kiddo. $100 worth.
Our life savings.
That's it
Yes,
again,
Here's the
second game
stock.
in a row.
One chair.
That thing cost $100?
Right.
Let's see.
My gosh, old man McDonald started dabbling in stocks 40 years ago, and you know what he's got today?
Ulcers.
Yeah, but he can afford to keep them ulcers in fine style. He says the secret is to buy stock in a company, wait until it goes up, and then sell it. Buy 'em green and sell 'em right. Grab your hat, kiddo.
My hat?
Don't you see what this means, Molly? We're in the transit business.
Someone's
This share of
already
stock means we own a piece of the secret.
Playing from sleeping. Oh, the battery died. Oops. Whoops.
don't sound like much of a change.
Say, Ollie, what do you and your wife do with the money you save?
Well, we used to put it in the sugar bowl. Then when prices go up, we save so little, we keep it in the tall sugar now.
You'll never make a bundle that way, boy. Don't you ever invest your dough?
Well, once we did. We invested in raising hamsters.
Hamsters?
You know, missus, those little animals that look like rats with heavy underwear on.
Oh, yes, I have seen pictures of those.
Well, we bought a mama hamster and a papa hamster.
Oh.
And before the week was out, we had practice having a little junior hamster.
They certainly had a family in a hurry.
Missus, they're plain remarkable. The lady hamster is the only female I know which can start out in the morning a schoolgirl and wind up at night a grandmother.
They must have been all over the place.
You said it. One night I get up for a drink of water, I trip over 3 hamsters, fall downstairs with 5 hamsters, land on top of 11 hamsters, and you'll sit there while 147 hamsters stand around and stare at you.
These days, did you ever get rid of them?
Just last week, missus, I made a very sharp trade with a fella at the pet shop.
Oh?
I swapped him the whole house full of hamsters for 1 pair of rabbits.
You think that solves your problem, huh? I got news for you, boy.
Yeah, I got news for you, too, McGee. The pair of rabbits I traded for is both paupers. Nobody's fooled 2 times. So long, both of you.
Billy Mills in the orchestra and Vanessa.
Music. You look here, conductor. Maybe you didn't quite understand. You see, I'm a stockholder in this car company.
Wait a little bit, next. Wait a little bit.
Please.
Here, let me say it, McGee.
No.
Come on now, come on, let's sit down.
You shouldn't have paid it, Molly. I'll take care of that marble-headed nickel knocker the minute I get down to the office. I'll have that guy sent so far back down the line he'll be driving horse cars again.
Well, I'm still not sure what we're going down to the streetcar company for, dearie. They must have quite a few stockholders.
No, not like me, they haven't. I got ideas, but see, when they start using my ideas, the stock goes up. And when the stock goes up...
Old Grove Street, Old Grove Street, and Charlotte Queen. Come out, please. Board.
Boy, this is good business we got a piece of, Molly. Look at them pile down the aisle here. I got the whole town paying in dough for me. Just look at it.
Sure, we even paid in a couple of dimes ourselves.
Hello, Molly. Where are you kids going?
Hi, Mr. Wilcox.
Oh, hello, Junior. Just on my way downtown to look over my new stock holding, son. Glad to see you riding with our company.
How was that?
He's invested our life savings in transit company stock, Mr. Wilcox.
Yeah, that's the way to make money, Junior. Buy stock. When it goes up, sell it. You know anything about finance, Junior?
Oh, a little. I know, for instance, that on most of the things you buy today, your dollar is worth just about 53 cents.
Up a little, ain't it?
But your dollar is still worth 100 cents in aluminum. Oh? When you put your money in aluminum, you get your money's worth.
I did most of my money in aluminum, Mr. Wilcox. I've got an aluminum pot full of nickels that I
No,
saved.
no, that isn't what I mean, Molly. I simply mean that the price of aluminum is no higher today than it was before World War II. A dollar buys just as much aluminum now as a dollar did then.
Yeah, well, a dollar's worth of streetcar stock.
The reason for this is
Shitload of
competition.
aluminum for a dollar.
The competition that Reynolds brought into the aluminum industry.
Oh?
The competition always holds prices down.
Well, you just keep them guys out of the streetcar business, Junior, on account of because I want the prices up on my stock. I don't want my...
That's why today you get better value in automobiles, made lighter and safer with aluminum parts.
Everybody rides automobiles. My streetcar stock will go down.
Better value in household appliances, in refrigerators, and Venetian blinds, and...
Automotive service, Hank. Automotive service.
Yeah, washing machines.
Washing
Yeah, here, I
machines.
just happen to have an example in this bag here.
A washing machine?
No. No, here, package of cookies, see?
Oh, I buy that kind of cookies all the time. They come in that bright, shiny...
Aluminum foil.
Yeah.
Sure. They keep crisp and fresh
Even
practically
aluminum
forever in
foil,
aluminum
like a
foil
new
wrapping. But you don't pay any more for them
marvelous
than if they were
fucking
wrapped in
thing in
paper.
Well, come on, open them up, Junior. Hurry up. Come on,
Now, wait a minute. What do you get off, pal? You sure you have time to eat some?
Yeah, sure. Come on.
Okay. I just don't want to open this foil wrapping and then get to your stop before...
All the measurement, Hank. All the measurement. Next we need the crowd and open up.
14th and oak. Well, that's our stop, Molly. Come on.
Goodbye, Mr. Wilcox.
Yeah. So long, Cookie.
Golf measurement. Off for golf measurement. Just call them up, please.
I got a final word for you, Buster. I'm going to report the way you treated a stockholder. How does that make you feel?
Good.
Well, you sure scared the daylights out of him. He was so nervous he tried to slam the door on your head. Where to now?
Right down this way. The whistle rapid tramp's coming, General Officer. Let him out, please. I'll see the General himself. Boy, when a stockholder like me swings into
Hey,
action...
kids, wake up. It's me, the old timer.
The old timer, dearie. Hello there.
Hi, old timer. Where are you headed for?
Got a date, kids. Gonna meet my girlfriend, Bessie.
Oh, good. How is Bessie these days?
Just fine, daughter.
Yeah?
Sassy as a fence full of sparrows. Got a brain like a bird, too, come to think of it.
You two still romancing, are you?
Yep, I'm mighty proud of Bessie, kid.
Yeah?
She went down to the Marine base last week to entertain with a bunch of girls from the OSU.
Oh, say, there's some pretty girls with that USO.
This was the OSU, daughter, the Older Sisters Unit. Bessie done a mighty fine job, too.
Yeah?
After the entertainment was over, them Marines got together and conferred a big honor on my Bessie.
Oh, a big honor. Title of some kind?
Yep. Bessie was voted by the United States Marines. Girl, we'd both like to trade for Maryland, but no.
Right.
She certainly gets around, doesn't she? Is she working these days?
No, she had a good job at the dairy, daughter, as a milkmaid, but she had to quit. Too hard on her feet.
Her feet?
All that walking.
Walking.
It's all on account of her hairdo, daughter.
Oh?
Bessie wears one of them horse's tail hairdos, and them nearsighted milkmen kept throwing a harness onto her. She didn't mind milking cows all day, but she got tired making that road every night. Kids, come on.
Yes, sir. Well, here we are, Molly. Our first stop on the road to fame and fortune. Come on, Tootsie. Wow.
Oh, my, aren't these nice offices?
Well, next, when I buy into an outfit, I go first class. You watch me operate, kiddo, if you want to see a big typhoon in action. Pardon me, sis.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon.
You may announce me to the president, sis. I'm stockholder McGee. I just bought into the company this morning, and I'm not too happy with the way it's being run.
Well, I'm sorry, sir, but Mr. Anderson is out right now.
Oh?
Our vice president, Mr. Weatherhead, is in, if you care to talk to him.
All right, I'll talk to him. Send me in.
Oh, yes, sir. Just be seated. I'll ring him. Mr. Weatherhead, there's a new stockholder out here to see you. Yes, he bought into the company this morning. Mr. McGee, he sounds pretty important.
Let's read over here, dear. Here's a nice magazine.
What are they?
Well, here's the Motorman's Journal. There's the Conductor's Digest. Here's the July issue of True Streetcar Confessions. And there's Dr. Gamble.
Where?
Just getting out of the elevator.
Oh.
Hello, Doctor.
Well, hi, Molly. And good day to you, Drip Lip. Hi, Cheeseburger. What brings you two down here? You got some old transfers to cash in, sonny boy?
No, himself here just invested some money in the company, Doctor.
Yeah, I want to see what I bought, Fatso. I want to take a gander at every last streetcar personal. That's what I want to do.
Yes. He has a desire named Streetcar. Did you get it, boy? There was a place called the Streetcar named...
Ain't funny, Mrs. McGee. No.
Well, that's odd. It's the sort of thing you always...
It was very good, Molly. It's wonderful. It's great. It's the funniest one of those I ever heard.
Cut it out. Laughing gas. What are you doing down here?
Well, I just made a report on a woman driver I treated today. She hit a streetcar.
Oh,
Why, was
woman
she hurt?
driver.
No, not a bit. The only damage was to her car. It was a sedan when it hit the trolley and a coupe when it bounced back.
Forgot to put her foot on the brake, did she?
No, she forgot to take her eyes off a hat in the bonton window and went through a traffic light.
Oh.
Claimed she got confused. The light was red, but the hat was green.
Well, maybe they ought to put nothing but red hats in that window, Doctor.
Boy, that'd be worse with all them women drivers lined up waiting for the hats to change.
Well, it certainly was heartbreaking to see that woman weeping.
Oh, I thought you said she wasn't hurt.
Well, only her feelings. While we were prying her out of the car, some other woman bought the hat.
Oh, too bad.
Better run now. See you later.
Goodbye, Doctor.
So long. Uh-oh, here comes the guy, kiddo.
This is the gentleman, Mr. Weatherhead, and Mr. McGee.
How do you do, Mr. McGee? I'm Mr. Weatherhead, the vice president. Our president is out at the moment, but if there's anything I can do...
We just dropped in to look over our property, son. Molly, Mr. Featherhead is one of the men who run our company for us.
Isn't that nice? My husband just bought into the company today, Mr. Featherbed.
Leatherhead, Molly.
Mr. Leatherhead. Any thoughts, perhaps?
We just wanted to look it over, Bud. I got quite a few suggestions, as soon as I can think of them.
Well, I'll be happy to show you around, sir. Are you from the East?
Why'd you ask that?
Well, Mr. Anderson, I did hear that the Chase National Bank was disposing of its block of stock in the company, and I thought you might have
No,
acquired.
well, we won't discuss that now, son. Any dealings between me and the Chase National Bank are strictly,
Fictitious, shall we say?
Yeah. Yeah, let's say that.
I understand, Mr. McGee.
Thank you.
Yes. Now then, what would you like to see?
Nickel fares again.
The first thing I want you to do is fire one of your conductors for me. A fellow named Gopher Lazamerk, I think it is.
Yes, sir, yes. Make a note of that, Miss Nielsen.
Now, you and I will get along fine, Bud, as long as nobody shows me any respect. That conductor was very annoying.
Was the man fired, sir?
No, I've changed my mind about that.
I'm glad.
If we fire him, we'll have to give him 2 weeks' pay, right?
Right.
Have him shot. Now, lead on, Pebblehead, and we'll look things over. Now, what I'm...
Oh, first time we're like 8 pounds. Exactly how Dr. G. Maybe he did based on who's at Wonderful food. They might do it. No, that's not nice. Playing all game. I was playing that happened real quick.
So you just keep moving right along, Leatherhead. We'll follow. If you want to see all of it.
Yes, sir. Down this way.
You see, Bud, my plan is purely to make money. Buy stocks here, run it up, and sell it, and buy some other... Hey, this is interesting.
What's that, Mr. McGee?
I suppose your crews use a lot of explosives, blasting powder and stuff, when they're building tracks, huh?
Well, not a great deal. Why?
Oh, I see you got a special room there to store the powder in. Says right there on the door, powder.
Let's walk down this block here. Oh, look at these offices here.
Yes. Let's look at these offices here.
Yeah, let's look at these offices here. Where does this door there go to?
The car barn, Mr. McGee. This
Oh.
door leads us out to a balcony above the workshop, you see, and then...
Kind of set. Yeah. It's cool. But
Look at all
there's
the
one
cars down there, McGee.
Yeah, my God.
We're rather proud of our new car barn, Mr. McGee.
Yeah.
The cars are moved in and out of the shed electrically by a remote control from the switchboard up here, you see.
Oh, boy, that must be fun.
You mean you can make the cars down there go without anybody in them?
Yes. I'm not too familiar with just how it works.
Mr. Weatherhead, telephone, please.
Oh, excuse me. I'll have to get back to my office for a minute. If you'll just wait here, I'll hurry back.
Oh, don't hurry. We'll amuse ourselves. Boy, oh boy, look at them switches.
Now, don't touch them, McGee. Let's not get into any...
I won't hurt anything. I'll just pull one switch. Anything happening?
Yeah. See that streetcar light below us moving out toward the street? Look at it.
Oh, ain't that wonderful. Watch me bring it back now. Which was it? This one?
No.
Huh?
No.
What's that?
You started another one now. Bring it back.
Oh. Oh, my gosh, this is kind of confusing. It's all moving. This one?
No. But which one?
No, not so far. Come on, duck in here. Oh, phew. Hey, this is a pretty swell office, kiddo.
Oh, look what it says on the desk there. Mr. Anderson, President.
This is where I wanted to come in the first place. We'll just sit right here till the president of this outfit shows up.
And
kiddo.
wherever he is, it shouldn't take long.
When he hears some more of my ideas and puts them into effect, stock in this company will go up. We'll sell.
Gee, don't sit at the man's desk. He won't want that. What can you do?
I'm just looking at these buttons.
What are they for?
You just ring for whoever you want. You see, it says VP, bookkeeping, traffic, Eloise, stockroom, Eloise. Wonder who that is. Let's try that one.
Yes, Stratticus. The poppy ring.
Whoop. Must have been his daughter.
That's funny.
Look, dearie, I don't think we ought to be in here like this. The president...
What do you mean? As a stockholder in this company, we...
Oh, you're the stockholder I've been hearing so much about, eh?
Yeah, stockholder McGee, bud. You want to see the president? Wait outside, because I'm first in line.
I am the president.
Oh, dear.
Oh. Well, have a cigar, bud. Molly, hand him his humidor off the table.
Never mind.
Oh. Now, this is my wife, Prez. Molly, this is the president.
How do you do, I'm sure?
How do you do? Mr. McGee, I just left the car barn.
Certainly was a mess, wasn't it?
Yes. I
think we ought to reach an understanding here, Mr. McGee. I realize you just acquired a block of stock.
Yep, just bought it today, Bud, for an investment, of course.
May I ask just how large a block of stock you control, Mr. McGee?
One share.
Well, that's a pretty personal question.
I realize it is, but if I'm going to stay here, I must know just who controls the company. 1,000 shares?
Oh, no.
5,000? 10,000? 20,000?
Show him your certificate, dearie.
There you are.
1 share! Is it all? 1 share of stock?
You saw it. 1 share makes me a stockholder, so...
What did you pay for it, stockholder?
$100.
I'll give you $200 for it.
$200, just like that? Sold.
Here's your money.
Heavenly days, that's wonderful.
Now, you are no longer a stockholder, right?
Right.
Then get out of my office!
Hey, stop it. Wilkie, hey!
Boy, oh boy, how's that for a quick profit, Molly?
Amazing. Doubled your money in 1 day.
Yes, sir. I told you that's the way to make dough, kiddo. Buy stock. Well, come on, let's hurry.
Where are we going?
Back to the bank. I can buy 2 shares this time. We'll make a fortune. We'll be rich.
You know what a lot of women are saying these days? They're saying, my, isn't it wonderful to have all the Reynolds wrap you want. Yes, sir, there just never was anything quite like Reynolds wrap. The original and genuine, the pure aluminum foil for 1,001 kitchen miracles. Nothing like it for covering bowls and keeping leftovers fresh. Nothing like Reynolds wrap for lining broiler pans so they stay clean. Nothing like it to wrap a chicken or turkey, roasted in foil for more flavor and more meat. And now Reynolds wrap is back in plentiful supply, in 2 sizes, too. New jumbo economy rolls, 75 feet, as well as the standard 25-foot roll. Stock up at your grocer's. Have all you want right handy at home. As for Reynolds wrap, made by the Reynolds Metals Company, one of America's great producers of aluminum.
Hello. Oh, I thought we were shut off. So that's what happened, Doctor. I came on home, but McGee bought 2 more shares of stock at the bank and went back down to the transit company. How's that, Doctor?
Oh.
McGee, he wants to talk to you.
Oh, I can't talk now, Molly. My lips all full up.
Poor darling. He'll call you, Doctor.
Good night.
Good night, all.
The Reynolds Metals Company, pioneers of progress through aluminum, brings you Fibber McGee and Molly each week at this time. Don't forget to watch the Reynolds television show, Doc Corpo, starring Eddie Mayhoff on NBC Sunday night. See your local paper for time and channel. And be sure to be with us again next Tuesday night. Good night.
The preceding was transcribed. Tonight, play Two for the Money with Herb Schreiner on NBC.
Reynolds Aluminum Program with Fibber McGee and Molly. The Reynolds Metals Company, maker of Reynolds Aluminum, presents Fibber McGee and Molly, transcribed with Bill Thompson, Gail Gordon, Arthur Q. Bryan, Dick LeGrand, Cliff Arquette, Tyler McVeigh, Gil Stratton, and me, Harlow Wilcox. The show is written by Phil Leslie and Keith Fowler and directed by Max Hutto, with music by the King's Band and Billy Mills Orchestra. Folks, here's news that's plenty good. Reynolds Wrap is back on your grocer's shelf in plentiful supply to save you plenty on your food budget. Yes, with Reynolds Wrap, the original and genuine, the pure aluminum foil, you can really make the most out of the food you buy. Reynolds Wrap keeps leftovers fresh as first served, and you can reheat them right in their foil packets. So all the juices are sealed in, and the second serving is as good as the first. That way you have no pans to scrub either. Reynolds Wrap saves food and saves work. Great for lining broiler pans and baking dishes, too, so you never have to scour. Stock up now at your grocer's. Ask for it by name, Reynolds Wrap, made only by the Reynolds Metals Company, world's greatest producers of aluminum foil. The Bristol Vista Post Office was built in 1912. That was quite a while ago. But right now, at the stamp window, a prominent citizen is still talking about it.
And I built this post office, Bud. It was my taxes that put it up. So what do you mean I can't have 2 3-cent stamps for a nickel?
Yes, it's Mr. McGee of Fibber McGee and Molly.
And I got a right to a rate, Buster. I'm one of the oldest customers this post office has got.
One of the loudest, too. Now look,
Don't you now look Mac me, Bud. I got a right to be loud.
Come on, McGee, don't argue with him.
That ratted stamps ain't worth 3 cents apiece anyhow.
Oh, dear.
Them flimsy scraps of reclaimed litmus paper. Tastes like a rubber floor mat out of the engine room of a diesel-powered Scandinavian tuna boat.
A little busy, mister.
Well, the only place them stamps will stick is together. And besides, now don't slam that window on. Don't. Some courtesy.
Did he catch your finger, McGee?
No. He tries it every time. I'm too quick for him, kiddo. Only caught me once when my fingernails were too long.
One way to get a cheap manicure.
Now, here, let me mail this letter to Aunt Sarah.
Oh, McGee, you made a mistake.
Hmm?
That letter only had a 3-cent stamp on it, and you put it in the slot for airmail letters.
Ah, that was no mistake, kiddo. I'll tell him the stamp confused me. I thought it was an airmail stamp.
And how did you take care of that?
I drew a pilot's helmet on George Washington.
Yeah, but leave days. Well, we'd better check our post office box and get out of here.
Yeah, box 122 is right along here someplace. Hey, there's a letter in it. Look.
Oh, yes, a big one. Looks very official. Got your box key with you?
Yeah, never without it, Tootsie. That's right. Doggone it, I thought I had that key right here. Had rats of luck. I must have left it at home. Well, let's go home and get...
Hello there, kids. Hi, daughter. Hi, Johnny.
Well, Mr. Oldtimer.
Hi, old timer. What are you doing down here?
Just mail a package, kids, to my girlfriend, Bessie.
Is that so?
She's down at the seashore for a vacation.
It's a heck of a time to go to the seashore. Hardly anybody there now.
That's the way Bessie likes it, Johnny.
Yeah?
Ain't a real vacation when she goes through in the regular season.
What you mean?
All them people laying on the beach side by side with oil rubbed on them reminds her too much of her job.
What does Bessie do?
She packs sardines.
Well, that's a nice dainty job.
Bessie likes it. Oh, I sure miss the kids.
I bet you do.
When Bessie's home, she comes over to my place in the evenings and I recite poetry to her.
Oh.
Poetry with sound effects.
Sound effects? What kind of sound effects?
To fit the mood, daughter. Like, for instance, I think that I shall never see a poem lovely as a tree. And I recite that when I turn the electric fan on my legs.
What the heck is that for?
The wind blowing through the limbs, Johnny. What I like to do best, though, is the wreck of the Hesperus.
The Hesperus.
It was the schooner Hesperus that sailed the wintry sea. Sounds mighty fine with the water splashing in the background.
How do you get that sound effect?
Simple, Johnny. While I recite poetry, Bessie does my laundry.
You two have such a lovely relationship.
Yep, I'm real fond of Bessie.
Say, what was in the package you sent her? Some candy or cologne?
Nope. I mailed her my laundry to do.
Somebody's been reading his mail. Well, come on, let's get home and find that box key, Molly. That letter...
Oh, wait a minute now. Why don't we ask the information clerk over there? He might let us have an extra key and save us a trip home.
Oh, that's a good idea. Come on. That clerk will probably say he ain't got an extra key, but I'll take care of him. Hey, you.
Yes, sir?
I want a key to my post office box and none of your mealy-mouthed excuses, bud.
What is your name, sir?
McGee. So just give me my key and be quick about it. I'm a taxpayer and I'll...
There's your key, sir.
You didn't have to be that quick. That takes all the fun out of things.
Please step aside, sir, so I can see what the cute little lady behind you wants.
Me? Oh, I'm just here with...
How about some pretty postcards, baby?
Oh, what?
Or some blue airmail envelopes to match those big blue eyes.
I don't want anything. I just,
You just dropped by for a chat, eh? Well, stick around, baby. You and I could mail beautiful parcels together.
You know, just a darn minute, Si.
Quiet, Dad. I'm busy.
Hey, she's my wife.
Oh, that's rough.
Come on, Molly, I've had enough of this. Nerve of that guy. After I get my letter out of the box, I ought to go punch him right in the nose.
Oh, I didn't pay any attention to him. Do my eyes look blue today, dearie? I really thought they were hazel. Do they look blue?
I can't look now, Tootsie. I got to get this letter out of this box.
What's the matter?
Can't get our box open. I'll bet that mudhead give me the wrong key.
Let's see that key. That's just what he did. Our box is 122, and this key says number 17 on it.
Why, that feather brain.
Look, dearie, I'll go back and get the right key for you. He'll give me...
We'll both go. And this key goes out in the street.
Oh, don't throw it.
There.
Oh, dear, you shouldn't have thrown it away, McGee.
Why not? It's no good to me. Hey, Buster.
Oh, it's you again.
You betcha. You give me the wrong key.
Are you insinuating that I made a mistake?
I ain't insinuating. I'm telling you at the top of my loud, vulgar voice. Now, give me the key to...
Sir, let me tell you something. Ordinary men make mistakes. Look at their wives.
What that got to do with?
Women make mistakes. Look at their husbands.
What that got to do with?
Even nature makes mistakes. Look at you.
What's that?
But the post office department never makes mistakes.
Hey, open that window. I want my key. Open it up, that window. I tell you at once.
Billy Mills in the orchestra, and Somebody Loves Me.
That post office key's got to be in this house someplace. Look out, I'm going to dump this stuff out of this bureau drawer.
But, McGee, it won't be in there. Oh, dear. You've been tearing this house up for an hour. Why don't you give it up?
No, sir. I came home to find that box key, and I'm going to find it. Or my name ain't McGee, which it has been for more years than I'd admit to any woman but you, baby. Gee whiz, you.
Come in.
Good afternoon, Molly and McGee.
Oh, hello, Mr. Mayor.
Oh, hi, Elizabeth. Hey, don't step on that stuff that's scattered around there.
What in the world are you doing?
I'm looking for a key to my post office box.
Oh, I see. Why don't you look in the refrigerator?
Refrigerator? My gosh, a guy that'd keep his key in a refrigerator would have to be a real knucklehead.
I know.
We haven't seen you lately, Mr. Mayor. You must be a busy man these days.
Oh, terribly busy, Molly. For the past week, I've really been keeping my nose to the grindstone.
It does look kind of red, Elizabeth.
What looks red?
Your nose, Mr. Mayor, and no wonder. That's a pretty tender thing to hold against a grindstone.
Oh, I just
shouldn't.
I'll admit your beak is too big for beauty, boy, but ain't grinding it down a sort of a desperate measure?
Painful, too.
Oh, now, wait, let's not get off.
If you wanted it bottled, Trip, get one of them plastic sturgeons. They clip it for you, boy. Don't go trying to do the job yourself because the doctor's union will pick it.
Just a minute, McGee, just a minute. Please, I'm afraid we're confused here.
Oh?
I didn't actually use a grindstone on my nose.
Oh, what did you use, an emery wheel?
Yes. No, I'm not doing anything to my nose at all. I'm perfectly happy with my nose. Is that clear?
Happy with it? You hear that, Molly? Look what he's happy with.
Now, just a minute, McGee. Let's not get too personal about that.
Now, don't you worry about how you look, Mr. Mayor. You're real friends like us. We love you, nose and all.
Why, sure we do, boy. No skin off of my nose. You want to grind the skin off your nose, go ahead and shove it to the wheel, son.
I don't want to grind the skin off of my hose. Wind my chin down a Joe. Mow, roll. Look, when I said I kept my toes to the rhinestone and wrapped my nose in the pine cone, rhinestone, I didn't mean I was having my toes robbed. My nose knocked. I didn't say anything. You were the one of it. You sucker. I will keep you. I will stick it down. McGee?
Yes, boy?
How about joining me later for a little outdoor sport? Today, I'd like to make a hole in one.
You want me to join you at the golf course?
No, at the rifle range. You're the one I'd like to make a hole in. Good boy.
Poor Mayor Latrivia. It's so easy to get him started.
Yeah, he's like Uncle Dennis in front of a bar. Walks right into it every time. Well, let's keep looking for that key. I got to get that letter.
Oh, let's wait till tomorrow and see if the post office will give us another key.
I can't wait, kiddo. That letter might be from that singing commercial contest I entered last month.
Singing commercials? You think you might have won a prize?
Well, if it's an honest contest, certainly. Just listen to the commercial I sent him for Silky, the super mild cigarette. Silky cigarettes are milder, east or west or north or south. They're so mild you can't be certain when you've got one in your mouth.
That's a prize winner, all right.
Yeah, and if that one misses, which if it does, I've been robbed, I send in another one for Slash, the triple sharp razor. Should other razors scrape your skin and leave it out of shape, just switch to Slash and you will have no skin left on to scrape.
I beg you, I don't know how you think of those things, or why.
Well, you can see why I'm anxious to get back there. And
hello, Molly. Hi, pal.
Hello, Mr. Wilcox.
Hi, Junior.
What on earth?
He's looking for a key, Mr. Wilcox, the post office box key.
Oh, well, maybe I can help. I'm sort of an expert at finding keys, practically a pro.
Oh, yeah? What keys did you ever find?
I hoped you'd ask that, pal.
You did?
I found the key to the problem of food protection. Reynolds Wrap.
I've been had.
When you put Reynolds Wrap around your food, it's real protection.
Is that so?
Yes. No moisture can get through it, no light or odors either, because Reynolds Wrap is a sheet of solid metal, pure aluminum.
My gosh, with that tone of voice, it ought to be pure gold.
Because it's solid metal, pure aluminum, Reynolds Wrap always stays put. Just wrap food in it, fold two edges together, and you've got a tight seal.
There's another way to get a tight seal. Throw it a fish dipped in bourbon.
What?
My gosh, don't you get it? A seal eats fish, and if you marinate a fish...
Ain't funny, McGee.
Well, a seal might enjoy it.
Is the joke over?
Never started.
Well, anyway, for a real treat, roast your next chicken in Reynolds Wrap. The foil will keep in all the juices, all the flavor.
Keep the chicken in, too?
And that brings me to some wonderful news. Your grocer now has a new Reynolds Wrap package. The big jumbo economy rolls, 75 feet of Reynolds Wrap, in addition to the standard 25-foot roll. Ask your grocer for both of them.
Yes, I'll do that. But right now I got to find my key so I can get that letter out of my box. Probably from the Ajax Advertising Agency telling me I won the singing commercial contest.
Oh, that contest is over, pal. They've picked a winner.
They have? Who?
Me.
You?
Yeah, right. Here's the one that took the prize. A chicken or turkey tastes better when the flavor and juices are captured. Always use Reynolds Wrap for a wrapping, and your family will be quite enraptured. So now.
Mine was better, more heart to it. Yeah, the way he sings.
I got it. I found the key while you were talking to Mr. Wilcox.
You found it where? Where was it?
In the inside pocket of your coat, the one you wore to the post office. Here.
Oh,
Here
my
it is,
God.
box 122.
Let's get down to the post office.
Do we have to walk so fast, McGee? The letter will wait.
We're nearly there, kiddo.
These high heels aren't very good, you know, for... Oh, look who's walking ahead of us, Dr. Gamble.
Yeah. Look at that walk on him. Like a hamstrung moose. Come on, we'll pass him like a jet job passing the blink. Gangway, Fatso, you're blocking the sidewalk.
Well, it's the McGees, the loud one and the lovely one. How are you, my dear?
I'm fine, Doctor.
We're in a hurry to get to the post office.
Well, I'll walk along with you. I'm going past there to my office.
Walk along with us. Ha! You couldn't keep up with me if there was a man behind you with a blowtorch.
You think not, huh?
I know not. Time we go half a block, your tongue will be hanging out like it was in a delicatessen window.
Set the pace, son. They're your Charlie horses.
McGee, now, can't we slow down a little?
No, I'm going to show this two-legged turtle what real walking is. I'll have him puffing like a tuba player doing the 12th Street rag. Started to wheeze yet, Balls Bustle?